XRP, we start with daily chart. First of all, I just want to give a quick update if we refer to my last analysis because we have been looking for buy and even we had the trade set up to look for buy. Because if we refer to my last analysis, I mentioned that I want to see the breakout or at least the price retest the previous low. Then any reversal based on 1 hour chart as a sharp move flag, we take the trade because I was keep highlighting about the divergence. And as we can see, almost the price was near to the previous low. If we move to forward chart, it will be more clear. All right. If we put our line here, almost the price retest the previous low. And this is the where we have been looking for buy. And if because even I was pointing at the price drop to 50 or 51. Okay. And there was a put the only way we could look for buy because I mentioned if the price based on higher time frame daily chart the retest the previous low, then any reversal from there as a short move like we can take the trade. Okay, even we mentioned about the first things about the divergence based on the daily chart. Second, about the in terms of the risk and reward, and this is the where we could look for buy. And whoever get the trade from here, right now they should book some profit. Either they move their stop loss to somewhere around 57 or 58. It depends how where they want to put the trade. Also, they can if they think this one can turn to a deeper move, can move their stop loss to 56. Any of these levels 57, 56, 7 or 8. And the reason is we want to get book some profit or at least protect our account if the price cannot continue. Okay. Anyway, there was opportunity also to look for buy from here. Whoever get the trade from here is good for them because I didn't have an update for this. The only things I mentioned, if we wants to get the sharp move flag, if we refer to my last analysis, the sharp move flag was to look for buy from here. All right. Anyway, whoever get the trade either from here or here, at least move their stop loss to 0.56. At least they can book some profit, or at least they can protect their account if the price cannot continue, because from what we can see here there is a continuation as a corrective, and if we refer to the indicators we have a divergence. Now we want to see whether we can look for continuation or we can expect to get a deeper correction before we get the next trade. Okay, by the way, first things we move to daily chart as what we expected, because we have been looking for this as a flat. The price retest the previous low, and now we want to see whether we can consider this one as a last wave and this is the start of the up move, or we can expect this one turn to similar to what we get here. That means still we are within this down move. Okay, and all it depends what we get from here, because right now from what we can see here the way is reversing is quite corrective. And mostly when we see this kind of the reversal, we can expect the price to give us a deeper correction and we will be within this down move for longer term. But since we see the divergence, that's why we have been looking for trade for buy based on lower time frame. Okay. By the way, right now the only things is we have to protect the trade we have it, at least move our stop loss to break even. If there is a continuation, good for us. If not, at least we can, as I mentioned, we can protect our account. And whether we should look for the next trade or not based on forward chart, even if there is a continuation, technically we don't have any trade set up. And the best things is if we can get the correction here, if we get any correction here, it can give us better confirmation for continuation. All right, but right now we cannot confirm. That's why we don't have any trade set up to look for buy, either based on a forward and even based on 1 hour chart. That's why I mentioned the update is to protect the trade we get from here. Okay, and right now, even if there is a continuation as a corrective, the only way is to put our entry above the stop. That means we can look for trade similar to any of this correction, because every time the price broke the previous stop, it start to correct. Buying, for example, by having entry above this one can be an option, but I won't suggest it since we have a divergence. It depends on the strategy the traders they use, because it's a short-term trade. It doesn't mean the price cannot continue. It can, but in terms of the, if we want to look for the trade setup, it doesn't give us a really good trade setup. That's why we have been looking for trade based on the daily chart. We wanted to see the price retest the previous low because we have been looking for the long-term trade. Okay, for me, if I want to look for trade, I prefer to get a correction here. That means if I get one more drop, this one turn to a deeper correction, then from there I will prefer to look for next trade. But if the price continue from here, as I mentioned, the only way is to put our entry above the stop For me, I'm not looking for this kind of the short-term trade. It does, again, I need to highlight, it doesn't mean that the price cannot continue. Even we can expect the price sharply continue from here. All right. But whether we should put our entry above here, again, I need to highlight, I won't suggest, and it depends on the traders. That's why I mentioned the only update right now I want to give is to protect this trade. And for me, again, I need to highlight, if this one turned to a correction, that means here we get the bigger correction. Then from there, I will look for the next trade. But right now, we don't see any confirmation for continuation. Okay. When I say we don't have the confirmation for continuation, the only things I want to point is we don't have a really good trade setup to look for buy. It doesn't mean we cannot buy. It doesn't mean the price cannot continue. But in terms of the analysis, we don't have the trade setup that can give us a good opportunity to look for buys a long term. All right. That's why we are looking for this one. We want to see whether we can expect to get the correction here. If there is a correction, any trade setup for buy from here, we will take the trade. If not, we are not going to jump in and we are not going to simply to look for buy. In this case, we just follow the chart. And right now, again, we're looking at this one. We want to see whether we can look for correction or not. Even if you want to look at this one as a running flat for one move up in the relative to this, the only way is to put our entry above here, or if I move to 15 minute, or if we get a flag here, maybe we can take the trade by looking for the flag, be the stop loss below this, and the target breakout of this one. But it depends on the traders again. Anyway, we just follow the chart. If I see any update and if I see any trade setup, then can give us a confirmation for the next move, I will update. Thanks.